As we continue to talk about parallel perpendicular lines and the angle relationships formed by those lines, we need to backtrack a little bit and review some Algebra 1. In the next lesson, we're going to actually write equations of the lines to describe parallel and perpendicular lines the way we did in Algebra 1. Before we do that, however, we need to review slope. Our essential question is, how do I find the slope of a line? All right, slope. You have made a note card for slope before, so if you still have that note card, you may simply pull it out and add it to Unit 4. If you don't have the note card, you're going to need to make a new one. In everyday life, we tend to think of slope as how steep something is. How steep is the hill that we're going to skateboard down or ski down. Mathematically, slope is the ratio of the vertical change to the horizontal change. Our symbol is the lowercase m. So our slope is the change in the vertical over the change in the horizontal, otherwise known as rise over run, otherwise known as y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So there are 4 basic types of slopes. Right? We have positive slopes, negative slopes, zero slopes, and undefined slope. Now for zero and undefined, you might remember Hoy, Vux from Algebra 1. Hoy, horizontal lines have zero slope and their equation is y equals a number. Vux, vertical lines have undefined slope and their equation is x equals a number. All right, so when we're given a graph, we fall back on our slope equals rise over run. Do not just write down rise over run, ladies and gentlemen. It is an equation or a formula, and that means you must have the equal to sign and the variable on the left. So we're going to connect points A and B following the grid lines so that we have a nice right triangle. I'm going to write M equals before I do anything else. Then I'm going to count my rise. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to count my run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to ask myself, is this line going up and therefore positive, or is this line going down and therefore negative? In this case, it's going up, so I have a positive slope. And finally, I ask myself, can I simplify 4/5? The answer is no, so I'm done. Make sure when you're counting the spaces and not the lines. All right, I want you to pause the video for a minute and try 2 through 4 on your own. Okay, check your work. I hope you noticed that number 2 was a negative slope and you had to simplify the fraction. If we are given ordered pairs, we use our formula. M equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. I'm going to pause for a minute. I see a lot of this and a lot of this in people's work. Both of these are wrong. Okay, the first one here is an exponent. You're telling me y squared. The second one is a coefficient written in the wrong spot. Your subscript has to be written small and down. Has to. If it doesn't look that way, it is going to be marked wrong. All right, find the slope of line AB, and we're given 2 ordered pairs. My personal preference is to write the ordered pairs stacked on top of each other and circle my y values. That makes it very easy for me to substitute in the formula. I simply go top to bottom. -1 minus 5 divided by 6 minus -2. I circle the y's because that's what goes on top. Okay. So let's clean this up. -6 over 8, that simplifies to -3/4. Some people prefer to label these ordered pairs, x1, y1, x2, y2, and then use that to substitute. I'm fine with either way, but you need to pick a way of making sure that you know which number to substitute when. If you substitute in the wrong order, you will get these wrong. All right, I would like for you to pause the video and try 6, 7, and 8 on your own, please. Okay, let's check number 6. And let's check 7 and 8. Sometimes students tell me they can't remember which of these possibilities comes out as 0 and which one comes out as undefined. Stick it in your calculator, ladies and gentlemen. If you stick in 6 divided by 0, you're going to get an error message. That's your undefined slope. If you type in 0 divided by 7, the calculator is going to tell you 0. All right, so it is an easy way just to double check yourself and make sure you haven't confused the special situations. All right, I need you to take a minute and write me a summary. Make sure you include both slope formulas and the definition of slope.